Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihiko Noda spoke last week of the need to consider deploying the Japan self-defense forces abroad to the Strait of Hormuz in the event of any attempt to close the strait. The statement made before the Budgetary Committee of the lower house of the Japanese Diet on February 10th reportedly included the prospect of both minesweeping and escort operations in the event of an attempt to close the strait. Any deployment of the Japan self-defense forces overseas tends to spark introspective discussion domestically about the pacifism enshrined in the Article 9 of the country's post-World War II Constitution. But legal issues and controversy aside, the practical reality is the elements of the JSDF have been deployed overseas with increasing regularity. This goes beyond regular humanitarian assistance and disaster relief missions. The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Forces assisted with minesweeping operations in the Persian Gulf following the first Gulf War in 1991, and the Japan Ground Self-Defense Forces deployed to Iraq in 2004 to assist in reconstruction there. More recently, Japanese support ships provided fuel to U.S. warships in underway replenishment operations in the Indian Ocean, and have now deployed not only to South Sudan, but also warships to assist with escort and counter-piracy operations off the coast of Somalia and in the Gulf of Aden, along with P-3C Orion maritime surveillance aircraft in support. These operations invariably entail gray areas. The distinction between offensive and defensive is often primarily a matter of the manner in which the weapon is employed. And while operations overseas can be intended as defensive, they also require force protection and the ability of those forces to defend themselves. At the same time, Japan is the third largest economy in the world and has global interests to which military force can play a productive role in protecting. In the case of the Strait of Hormuz, all of Japan's largest suppliers of crude oil are native to the Persian Gulf, and some 85% of Japan's imported crude passes through the strait, making it of even greater critical significance to Japanese energy security than to the United States. While in 1991, Japanese minesweepers worked after the end of hostilities, there's no guarantee that a scenario in the Strait of Hormuz today would be nearly so permissive. In fact, it could be quite kinetic and active, involving fairly aggressive defensive actions merely to make minesweeping and escort operations possible. The deployment of the JSDF in such a way would readily encompass multiple legal quandaries, but in practice, Tokyo has steadily and deliberately been evolving the practical understanding of what the JSDF may do and the expanding definition of what self-defense actually entails, while at the same time expanding the training and experience of what is actually capable of. In cases of national interest and strategic imperatives, domestic law has rarely presented a major constraint in the long run.